I've been watching way too many beauty gurus, it's actually affecting my brain. Let's put... I was going to call him Spider-Man. Obviously that's Superman up. Let's just... Blah. Video. Let's go. Meh. Hello people of the internet. I'm Sarah here, otherwise known as LoveLittleLottie, and I am here to answer your dear little Lottie questions. This week might be a bit of a longer video than last week's, I should say, because I've been given 2 dear little Lottie questions and I'm going to answer them for you. The first one is from Hayley. She says, "Dear little Lottie, I know you might not answer this because it's on YouTube, but I am. But what tips do I have and what do I do when I'm stuck on roadblock in writing?" Okay, so when I have roadblock in writing, what I tend to do when I'm actually writing is I have more than one project going on at a time. So if I've got roadblock on one, then I can work on another one because I don't normally have roadblock. But when I've got roadblock over all of them, which has happened before, what I like to do is I like to just distract my mind completely. So I will go outside, take a wee walk, go around nature because that's sad. Normally I would go shopping. I like shopping and it works a lot. So anything that will distract your mind, film, go and watch a TV show for a bit, or just leave it for the day and try again tomorrow. But what I like to do is just distract my mind. So shopping is very good for that, I'm just going to say. So go outside for a bit, just have a look, see if there's anything that inspires you. Yeah, when you're thinking about a project, think about what does inspire you. So if you do get roadblock, maybe go back and watch what inspires you to see if it'll re-inspire you again. That's another tip to do. That's helped me quite a few times actually with Dawn. The second question I have got, if I can unlock my phone, is from Andy. Hi! She says, "Dear little Lottie, question for you. What is your passion for writing, and what advice would you give for young writers?" For me, I have spent my whole life being told I can't write because I am dyslexic and my writing not many people can understand. But I've always been a very imaginative child, still am, and I like to create worlds in my head. So many times I had this world, I used to live in my world, and as I've grown up my world has been developing and expanding, and it has become a lot darker, but that's just mainly from outside influences, stuff I've been through with high school. It's just made my little bubble darker, but because of stuff like that, my little bubble or my world is my safe place. So when I write from the bubble, practically. So Dawn and everything, though it's fictional, it's about demons and witches and ghosts, the actual place and the way people speak and the way they interact, it's all from my bubble. So my passion from writing is, I had this bubble. I could be safe in my bubble, but not everyone has a bubble, if that makes sense. So I wanted to share my bubble through my writing because I had no idea how else I was going to put forward this world I created. So I wrote, I didn't care what I wrote or anything like that, I just wrote down what it was and then I shared it. For the second half of the question you asked me, what tips do I have for young writers? Something I've done for ages and ages and ages, and this is my new one for university, is I have an anything book, which literally is a place where I can write down anything. It doesn't have to be a story, it can be drawings. I just write and write and write. Just write, that's the only tip I can do. Write anything, have an anything book. Have a book for just story ideas. I've got another one of them somewhere in my room. It's just a notebook full of ideas for stories, for plot ideas, for characters. Have a place where you can separate just mindless stuff that's come to your head, because every now and again stuff comes to my head that makes no sense anywhere else. Like if I had a blog, it'd go up on the blog. I've tried blogging, it just doesn't work. So I write it in my anything book. Like an example for something I wrote is yeah, here's an example. Hamlet and Ophelia's couple/ship name would be Omelette. That's something I've wrote in here. But yeah, so write stuff down. Just get it on the paper. Bad, good, just get it down. Something that has helped me is the fact I have 2 separate books. Something for anything at all, anything that comes to my brain, and something for project ideas. If you look at this notebook, it's got so many ideas, from Slayer to Dawn to Before the War Began to the beginning of the end. Like, all my project ideas, whether they're good, bad, ugly, everything is in this one book I have. Characters, plot ideas, everything. So that means if I go back, I can look at them again. But that's the tips I have for how I write. And the only tip I can say for young writers is just keep going. It doesn't matter how good or how bad your writing is. Yes, you'll be perfect. You'll try and make it as perfect as possible. In like 4 years' time, you'll read it again, you'll be like, ugh. But you have it written down. You can improve upon it that way. So if you want to write, write. Don't care what anyone else is saying, just write and do it for something that you love. If you're going to write something, write it from your heart practically. That was very cheesy. So that was the questions for today for your dear little Lotties. I loved answering them, and I love answering all your questions, guys. I don't know if I'm very good at giving advice, but I love to try. I'm very honest when it comes to advice, so if I can't do something, I will try and answer something as honestly as possible. Whether I can do it or not. So feel free to ask any more dear little Lottie questions, either here on YouTube, on my Twitter, or on my Facebook page. I'll make sure to tweet out that I'm going to do the video, so if you have any more you can, and I'll see you next week. Mwah!